Hi, Dr. Paul Haider, Master Herbalist here. Well, today I'm going to get right into it. Nothing to show and tell. I'm talking about healing leaky gut syndrome, and they go hand in hand with, healing autoimmune disease. And autoimmune disease has become a monster in the world. It's bigger than cancer, heart disease, and diabetes put together in the world. So we have a craziness that's going on, and it can be healed, and there's hope. There's no doubt about it. And we can also prevent it absolutely, positively. There's absolutely no doubt about that whatsoever. And we can stay feeling really great. And so, and it really boils down to diet. The American diet is completely off track. The fast food, which we're transporting to other countries, China has gotten to the point now where they have more sick people from diet than we do. And we're keep exporting this to everybody. Here, have some of this. Not good. It's really not good. And, if you're having symptoms of, constantly running to the bathroom, you have depression, you have sadness and irritability, you have aches and pains and joint pain, and the pain moves around your body sometimes. It, you can have 101 different symptoms with leaky gut syndrome and autoimmune disease. And it can display itself like MS, Lou Gehrig's disease, Parkinson's, and on and on and on. Just about all of our modern diseases are somehow connected to autoimmune. And it all goes back to, you know, diet, diet, diet. And then the ones that are, if you just had something come up in, the last few months, that's really pretty easy to heal pretty quickly. If you've had something for a long time and it's pretty entrenched, it will take a while to get out of that, but it is possible to heal. There's absolutely possible. There's no doubt about that. I want to tell you that straight up front. But it's about diet. And also about stress. Stress actually starts to break down. We have science proving this now. Prove it actually breaks down the gut wall. We have a gut wall. It's kind of like this. And there's little, in between my fingers, little holes, of course. And, the food particles come through and they can pass through. And they're minute particles. But, when we have stress come along, it opens that up. And then big particles of food, big particles of bacteria, big particles of toxic elements go through. And then the immune system looks at this and goes, wow, what the heck is that? We got to go after that. And it goes after that and, tries to eliminate it like it's supposed to. And these particles are not supposed to get through there. And then it looks at that particle and it goes, wow, that looks similar to your joints. I'm going to go attack that place too. Or that looks similar to your thyroid. I'm going to go attack that too. Or that looks similar to your liver or your bile ducts. I'm going to go attack that too. So the immune system gets confused and it starts attacking everything. And this is also connected to our brain. We have this blood-brain barrier, and a lot of these chemicals that we're eating in our foods, we have from 30 to 50 chemicals in our food these days, actually go through the blood-brain barrier. And things like glycophytes actually go through the blood-brain barrier, and it can move heavy metals in there also. And so we end up with this brain fog. We're not feeling good. We have no energy. We feel sadness and depression and on and on and on. So all this starts happening all at once, and is a million different symptoms that can happen. But it's about getting back to a whole foods, plant-based diet. That sounds simple, but for a lot of people, if you're running to the bathroom, 10 times a day, 20 times a day, that's not an easy thing to do. And we need to calm things down. And the first most important thing is drinking water, filtered water. I recommend a reverse osmosis. A lot of people say, oh, that takes all the minerals out. Well, let's take the chlorella, which has all the minerals in it, to, get that. I want to go back to H2O, which is safe. There's no chemistry in it. I always want plain water. And then we can get these trace minerals through chlorella and spirulina, different type of things that are also safe. And I think that's the best way to go. Also, green things like chlorella is also green also. But green juices, which are really soothing to the GI tract, and that's really important. I recommend, if you have leaky gut syndrome, to try to get the green juices in there. At first, you may not, be appetizing to you, but after a while, you get used to it. I have a particular spinach I grow out in the backyard. Yeah, I tell you, if you make a green juice with that every day, it really is soothing to the GI tract. And greens in general are that way. And if you look up my whole foods plant-based diet, go to paulhaider.com, and up in the right-hand corner near testimonials, you see my diet, and click on that and follow it down. And there's all the supportive evidence down below at the bottom of it. And start following it, and this will slowly get you in the right place. Also, if somebody has leaky gut disease, they're going to have to increase the amount of green juices that they'll be using. Normally I recommend like 2 glasses a day. You might have to go up to 5 or 6 glasses a day in order to, start sealing those holes up. And also it's important to get the probiotics in. Without getting the probiotics in, we can never heal that leaky gut. There's absolutely no way that we can heal that leaky gut. We got to get the reversal of killing off all this, the good bacteria in our gut. And we have to eat organic, 100% organic. And in my diet, I show you how you can eat organic for less expensive prices than, what it costs you at the regular supermarket. It's a win-win situation. So you can't afford not to really do this. You can contract with a farmer. They'll deliver to your door. They give you an email once a week and say, I want this, and this for this much money, and they deliver it to you. You don't even have to go shopping, so it keeps you from stressing out that way also. And like I said, stress also creates, a breakdown of our gut. Also, it's important to be taking things like activated charcoal or bioactive charcoal, and it's in my diet also. These help to eliminate some of the toxins in our body, and those toxins build up, and we need to also get drainage going and get some of the detoxing bodies in our body, our organs in our body, to get rid of some of these toxins that are built up because we have this leaky gut syndrome. And coffee enemas are one of the best ways to go, because we have these portal veins that come right down by the rectum. We're only going in about 6 inches, and the coffee goes up right into the liver itself, squeezes it out, gets the bile moving out of there, and we're in good shape. And do that once a month. If you have leaky gut syndrome, I recommend once a week for the first month, and after that, once a month will suffice. Also, marshmallow root, which is really good for soothing the GI tract, and slippery elm also is really great for soothing the GI tract, and I highly recommend both of those if you have leaky gut syndrome or autoimmune disease. Also, a lot of people don't have enough vitamin D3, and if you ever do a special workup with your blood with your doctor, have them check for D3. How much D3 do you got? Because if you're low on that, that can create anxiety, depression, bone problems, osteoporosis, all kinds of different things. So taking a couple of thousand units or more of D3 every day is really important. And getting out in the sun, that's the natural way to make D3. Also, quercetin, which is a powerful uh, antioxidant, which is really good. Now, you want to take a lot of antioxidants, and that's why I recommend, also taking a B complex and along with the chlorella. And with chlorella is going to give you a lot of B12, more than what you need for every day for your diet. And the B complex will also help with this. And it helps with mood and helps with metabolism and vitality and everything in our body. And we need these enzymes taking place in our body in order for us to heal. Um, and we do need the B12 if we're on a plant-based diet. There's no doubt about that. I also recommend a good vitamin. There's a couple, ask your doctor for a prescription vitamin if he is willing to do that. If not, Miracle 2000 is a great vitamin, mineral, and also herbal complex, which has been around forever. And will do your body good. There's absolutely no doubt about that. And I highly recommend it. And it's an old formula, but really works great. Also, your circadian rhythms are supremely important, and a lot of people are burning the candle at both ends, and they wonder why they're getting, all discombobulated, and their life is going crazy, and then they're stressing out. Well, we know that when we have a lot of stress, our thyroid goes crazy also. I've had a lot of people with Hashimoto's go to Vipassana meditation retreat, a 10-day retreat, and they all got better. That's amazing. And also, they're on my diet also. But this is super important, We need to wake up. I recommend you getting up at 5 or 6 and going to bed by 10 o'clock. And that is really important because if we are outside of that normal circadian rhythm, we cause stress in our life. And stress is a big thing. My dad died of a stress heart attack at 57. You don't need to go there. No. So that's really important also. Learning meditation. Meditation can calm down the mind body. There is absolutely no doubt about that. Learn TM or learn Vipassana. It's all in my diet. So it is absolutely a way to calm down the mind body and make us feel great. Also, I think it's really important that we eat low glycemic index foods, and especially if you've on the edge of being diabetic, and being on my diet, you will actually heal the diabetes too. And it's important to, if you have a leaky gut syndrome, I recommend you don't do any grains at all. Absolutely none. Maybe later, a year or two down the line, you can get back into the grains, and it's all organic, of course. But no wheat, no spelt, no rye, no barley. Those are really inflammatory. For a lot of people, I recommend no grains whatsoever. Some starchy vegetables, about a cup and a half to a cup and a half. You can have that, but it's mostly green vegetables and all kinds of different colored vegetables. Red, green, purple, whatever, yellow, white, cauliflower, cruciferous vegetables, especially a lot of wonderful cruciferous vegetables and broccoli, the cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. The Brussels sprouts per calorie have more protein than actually they have in a steak. So what can you do? It's just pretty amazing. So getting into breakfast, and it's also important not to eat the same things over and over again because, you're in the leaky gut syndrome process and these things are still open and letting things through. So you don't want to have the immune system start picking up and start doing things to stuff that you're eating all the times over and over and over again. So try to mix up your process of eating and get lots of live foods in, lots of greens, lots of, raw foods as much as possible. At first, you may even have to blend your food, be able to get them down and be able to, and start out slowly, work from what you've been eating until you can understand your body. Listen to your body. If you have a particular thing that you eat and all of a sudden 15 minutes later you're not feeling good, stop eating that. Stop eating that, And gluten is a huge thing. We have 300 times the amount of gluten in wheat now, and it's not our great 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 grandfather's wheat. It's not that one at all. And it's attacking us, and it's actually breaking down our gut and causing this leaky gut syndrome also. And a little bit of, green tea is good. If it's decaf green tea is even better. That's good. The polyphenols are great. And also, eating dinner, I recommend a hot meal, and that's when I have my hot meal, and the rest of the day I'm eating raw. Lots of raw, and that's important, and organic raw. That's the most important thing. If you look at a plate, I would recommend, you know, half of it is raw greens and vegetables of all kinds of colors. Some beans in there. You'll be working up to the beans if you have leaky gut syndrome. This will be something that you'll do eventually. A little bit of grains, but eventually you'll get into the grains. But the starchy vegetables are there for you. And also, the beans are really important because of fiber. And the fiber is super important for detoxing the whole body. That's really, really important. In fact, they did a study where they actually took people and gave them more and more fiber, beans, to the point where they were not going to the bathroom once, not twice, but 4 times a day. It's just a soft stool by that point, but they were really detoxing their liver at that point. And it is another way to detox your whole body. So that is another one. Stay away from lots of added oils. Stay away from animal products completely. Animal products, like especially dairy, is a monster, and what actually creates this leaky gut syndrome also. Casein. There's a new type of casein which has come out of the breeding of all the Holstein cows and different cows, and now we have a second type of casein which is really toxic to our gut. And removing alcohol and super spicy food. I have a person in our family who had actually destroyed his gut by eating lots and lots of super spicy food. Not good. It actually will break down the gut lining in general. So please stay away from super spicy food. Use spices. Spices are great, you know what I mean? But hot peppers and things like that, no, that's not a good thing. Use very little salt, and get used to using little salt. Like I said, no wheat. Absolutely no wheat. Stay away from bread. Bread is a monster. It's not our bread we used to eat, and it's really not good for us. In fact, I recommend the grains in general are not that great for us. You can have some, but if you find yourself not getting along with them, you eat some of the grains and all of a sudden you're not feeling good, don't eat them. And I recommend no wheat, spelt, rye, or barley for everybody. Also, no, eat nuts. Eat a few nuts. That's a good thing. You don't go crazy and eat a big jar like this, but eat the avocados. Eat the olives and things like that. They give you your regular good oils, which are good for you, and eat the coconut, the whole coconut, which is good, and no GMO foods. Absolutely no GMO foods. They're toxic. Absolutely. And it's, like I said, super important that you eat totally organic. And we are disrupting our whole chemistry, our whole gut, with eating all of these chemicals. The average potato has 32 chemicals in it. I know potato farmers that won't even eat their own potatoes. This is not good. Like I said, contract with a good organic farmer in your area, and I teach you that how to do that in my diet. Exercise is important. You know, you got to exercise. It's also diet, first of all, exercise, which is I exercise. Here am I, almost 65. I did 100 pull-ups, 100 push-ups, 100 crunches, walk 7 miles a day. You know, Dr. Kempner, which was at Duke University, he had a really interesting diet. He had rice, fruits and veggies, and a little bit of sugar. Yeah, now we know that sugar doesn't work for us. And I don't recommend no sugar in your diet also. But he healed a lot of people. I think it didn't really have a lot to do with the rice itself, but the rice itself does have everything we need as far as healing tissues. There's no doubt about that. But it was like he was showing them proportions of what they should be eating and the portions of what they should be eating. And people would come and be over 300 pounds, and they would put them in the hospital because that's the only way back then in the 50s and 60s and 70s that insurance would pay for it. And people would say, well, I didn't lose any pounds today, Dr. Kempner. And he would say, go walk another mile. You could put 8 miles in today. So, you know, exercise is important. I walk a lot. I love it. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And that's important. You're going to get a lot of protein from your nuts. You're going to get from tofu, from the beans, and that type of thing. And you're going to slowly move into that. But you really need to listen to your body, you know. And as for the inflammation going on, I recommend taking Boswellia, 250 milligram capsules twice a day for about 10 days, and then take a week off, and then repeat that process. And also the marshmallow root and the slippery elm are going to help you take about 4 capsules of each morning and night, and that's going to help get rid of the inflammation also. And so those are really important things for every day. Getting enough sleep. You know, if you're not getting enough sleep, that's an automatic stressor on the body. So we need to get a lot of sleep. And at least 8 hours if you're a teenager or a young child, and 9 hours, 9.5 hours. Teenagers especially need a lot of sleep. So it's important to do that and be able to wake up refreshed in the morning. And so diet, exercise, sleep, and getting rid of stress is one of the most important things whatsoever. Like I said, my dad died of a stress heart attack at 57. You don't need to go there. So all these things with the chemicals that are working in our bodies to, you know, break open particular genes which are going to express themselves as certain types of diseases. And we can turn this around completely. But we need to allow ourselves to get back on track with a whole foods, plant-based diet and lifestyle, and move in that direction. If you want more particulars, I don't want to make this whole video, 20 hours long. Get a hold of me. All my contact information is down below. Yeah, my phone number. In fact, I was just talking to somebody from Florida, and he may have me come and do a talk for some people. And also, feel free to Skype me if you want, and email me, and I'll be happy to contact you. Or if you miss me at night, because I go to bed at 8 p.m., it's important to let me, just leave a message and I'll get back to you the next day. Also, one thing when I added in there, we should actually fast from 6 p.m. till about 8 a.m. every day. And that allows our whole body to reset. And a lot of people were eating way into the night, and that's not good. So feel free to get a hold of me, and we'll discuss this further. There's a lot more, but like I said, I don't want to make this a hugely long video. But I'm here to help you in any way, shape, and form. And like I've always said, my consultations are free, and I want to help you if I can. And please subscribe and tell others. We're trying to get our numbers up. And also, if you care to make a donation, that is really, really greatly appreciated. Cost of food here has really gone up, and I really would appreciate that very, very much. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day, and most of all, remember, I love you.